Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Explain This. I'm with the star of the show, Robin Riddle. Robin, what's going on?
Not much. How are you?
I am very interested in this topic,
Yeah.
and I'll explain a little bit why. I've been attempting to intermittent fast for a very long time.
Okay.
Because I know you're a fan. I know all of our providers are fans of intermittent fasting, but you kind of cued me into, like, it might not be for everybody.
Yes.
So tell us, I'll let you intro this topic because it's very nuanced.
So today I want to talk about the benefits of intermittent fasting, but also the people that it might not be the best option for.
Okay.
Because it's not perfect for everybody.
Yeah.
No diet's perfect for everybody.
Yeah.
So intermittent fasting refers to just eating on a time frame where you have longer periods of fasting. So some people will do like a 16-8 where they fast for 16 hours, eat for 8 hours. Some people will do a 2 or 3 day long fast and then eat normal for days after that. But it's just time limited eating. You're not just eating whenever you want to.
So I like to do this at this time when we're filming. Are you intermittent fasting right now? Or
I
no?
am not.
Okay, and you have before?
I have before.
Okay.
I get a little hangry. I'm not always the nicest person intermittent fasting, so it might not be for me. But I'm going to tell you why.
Hey, know your personality, guys.
Yeah. So many studies have shown numerous positive benefits of intermittent fasting. So the biggest thing that this touts is it turns on autophagy, which is where we actually make the body start cleaning itself up, basically.
Okay.
It's a self-cleaning mechanism
where
your body starts to go through and clean out old and damaged cells that could turn into issues and make room for the new healthy cells. So
kind of like skin dying off in a way.
Sloughing off.
Okay.
But the cells, it's going in and getting rid of those cells. So when the body doesn't have something else to do, like taking care of digesting food, it can do other things. So autophagy is one of them.
That's a really cool way of putting it.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that. That's cool.
It's associated with prevention of chronic diseases. Dr. Mark Hyman, he's a really popular functional medicine doctor. He touts this for like the best way to prevent aging is through intermittent fasting. So it's awesome for aging, for longevity. Your body's process of autophagy naturally declines with age. So intermittent fasting can kind of turn that back on for the body. Okay. Weight loss, of course. A lot of people will do intermittent fasting just for weight loss because you're kind of naturally restricting your calories because you're eating in a smaller window. But then also you're not doing late night eating. And that's a big culprit for weight gain is that mindless late night snacking of things that you should not have at all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Most people go to the junk late night.
Yeah.
Most people are not like eating celery stick and carrots at 10 o'clock at night. It's like, where's the ice cream? Where's the cookies? All the crazy stuff that we should not have in the house. Intermittent fasting can also increase fat burning. So again, when the body doesn't have a constant stream of food to be digesting, it's looking somewhere else for energy. So we can start utilizing our fat stores for energy instead. It can help to support cognitive function, slow down neurodegeneration, helps to improve cholesterol levels, which helps heart health. This can improve insulin levels, stabilize blood glucose levels. We can even see an improvement in our inflammation and our immune system. So it can be great.
Sounds good.
It can be great. But most of these studies are actually done in men.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they're not accounting for women's hormones.
Okay.
And that is what changes this a bit.
Okay.
So postmenopausal women, we're typically not super worried. Their body has already kind of cut their hormone production. We're not worried about affecting hormone production in a postmenopausal woman.
What about people on hormone therapy?
Not going to affect it because we're giving it to them. So if you're coming to us, you're on bioidentical hormones and you want to try some intermittent fasting, it could be great.
Got it.
Okay. So for people, so let's specifically look at fertility. For people who are looking for fertility, this could be a big negative to fertility. So there was a recent study done. It was released in March or April of this year. So it was done by the University of East Anglia in the UK.
Okay.
They did this study on zebrafish, which I know sounds super weird, but apparently zebrafish are really easy to research on. And those results can translate into human results.
Okay.
So they took all these zebrafish, divided them in half, put half of them on just free feeding, half of them on time-restricted eating. And then they studied fertility parameters. So in all the fish that were on time-restricted eating, there was a negative effect on the quality of the sperm and the quality of their eggs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So does that mean, that just means you don't want to go, 16 hours without eating?
Right.
Just, okay.
Yeah. So intermittent fasting, where we're doing these long fasting times, could potentially have this negative effect.
It's interesting.
And so in the zebrafish, the fasting ones did still reproduce to a certain regard, but the quality was not as high, so it wasn't like the healthiest baby that there could have been.
Okay.
And those negative effects on the sperm and egg parameters still continued once they started refeeding them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it persisted for a little while. So basically, the fish were putting more resources into their own survival, less resources into reproduction.
Makes so much sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the body may see intermittent fasting as a stressor. It thinks that you don't have what you need to be able to support yourself. Why is it going to want you to support a pregnancy as well?
That's so interesting how like your body, directs its attention to where it is needed right then and there.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
So if it thinks you're starving to death, it thinks you can't access food, you're going to be under a level of stress. It's going to increase cortisol levels as well. So especially for women who are of childbearing age that are trying to get pregnant, I would never recommend intermittent fasting because increased cortisol is also really hard on fertility. So not only do we not have the calories that we need to be sustaining, but we've got this increased cortisol, increasing the stress on the body. Not good for hormones.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's super. Well, I would have never thought this. Yeah.
And so for women in general, even women who are not trying to have a baby, it still is going to have an effect on those hormone levels. So there have been several human studies that showed that it could reduce DHEA levels, which DHEA is a precursor to testosterone and to estrogen.
Okay.
So if we are just a normal, 30-year-old woman who decides to intermittent fast for whatever reason, you could actually start seeing changes in your menstruation cycles. You could start seeing that you're having a lot of headaches, a lot of fatigue, and it can just really throw all of those hormones out of balance. Doesn't do it for everybody. Some people can get away with it, but it is a possibility.
Is it all kind of stemming from the stress? So like your body's under stress because it's like, where's food?
Exactly. Where's my food? Why are you starving to death?
Gosh, that's interesting.
Yeah. The body doesn't want you to reproduce and have another mouth that you need to feed if you can't feed yourself.
Take note, guys.
So when you really get down to the basics of it, the body does not know that you're purposely doing this to yourself.
Yes.
So there can be some great benefits, but there can also be some downsides. And the same study also showed that there was the potential to lower testosterone levels in men. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I would okay, so we're not intermittent fasting. Say
Okay.
we're eating, normally, say somebody is trying to get pregnant. How do you kind of advise them to eat,
Well, so on the fertility side of things, I do have a fertility dietitian that we work with.
Yep.
So I love sending people to her because that's her 7-year degree.
Yes.
Is telling people how to eat for fertility. But the basics are fresh, healthy, whole foods, small, frequent meals throughout the day, high fat, high protein, and really focusing on organic as much as possible, non-processed as much as possible. We're really just trying to eat super, super healthy. I don't advise like a calorie excess, but we need to be meeting our body's daily caloric needs.
It makes sense because you're preparing your body to
Exactly.
have two people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes so much sense.
we need to make the body know that it's okay.
Yeah.
We've got access to food. We can support this.
Super interesting. Okay. Is there what else do we need to cover here? Where are we going?
That's the big things.
It's the
It
show.
could be great. I'm not saying that it's bad, but intermittent fasting is just not for everybody.
Guys, it's not for everybody. Still good, but depending on where you are in life,
Absolutely.
super cool. That's a show. Super cool show, guys. Thank you guys for bringing this topic up. You name it, we explain it. We'll see y'all next time.